Good morning, Toastmasters. I don't know about you, but I love to play board games. And I was thinking about this as we were doing our speeches in this new format. And I was thinking about, like, if you were to play the game Clue and you had been taught all the rules to play Clue, and then somebody brought a Monopoly board in front of you and said, now play. Who did it in what room with what? And you'd be looking like, what? This doesn't even make sense. And in a lot of ways, I think that's what's been happening to us today in this time of Zoom, is we have spent so much time in Toastmasters learning how to work the room, learning how to engage our audience. And then we've been given this whole new platform in which to do it. And Chad, that has been one of your areas that you wanted to focus on today. And I think for the most part, you play the game well. Some of the rules that you brought into this that we have learned that still apply. You had your hand gestures. They made sense. You made sure that they were within view. You had an awesome story that you told. I loved the prop that you brought into it. And I loved that you were very aware of the camera. You were still engaging your audience, even though this is a whole new platform. I think that another thing you did is once you were done with the story, even though there wasn't physical room to move, you leaned in. And leaning in still engages us as an audience. And I thought that was really well done. One of the new rules that we have had to learn is that sometimes standing up doesn't make as much sense in this new platform. And you were able to give a speech sitting. I'm assuming you're sitting. You were able to give a speech that was still as engaging as you were sitting. So good job adapting to that new rule of the game. One of the things that I want to point out that is a rule that we're having to tweak a little bit is that because we're not able to engage our audience in the same way, sometimes we have to exaggerate how we portray, how we're telling our stories. And I think you could have used pauses there at the end to just drive that home a little bit more. So in your conclusion, one of the things that you could have said was, what is it that's on your badass list? Pause, time to think. What is the jar that is holding you back? What is confining you? Pause. And I'm telling you today that the lid you think is there may not be there at all. And if you've ever are going to take anything that I'm telling you today, is that now is the time to take the leap. So just think about how we can use those same things that we've learned and apply them to the new situation. Thanks, Chad.